Hi, it's Samantha from Carolina Navigators. Since we're currently in March, I'd like to talk a little bit about Women's History Month. Women's History Month had its origins as a national celebration in 1981 when Congress passed a resolution creating Women's History Week for the week of March 7th. From then on, for the next 5 years, Congress passed another series of resolutions allowing March to become Women's History Month. And Congress actually has a lot of good information about Women's History Month. They actually have a link for teachers if you'd like to check out more about the origins of Women's History Month and how you can best teach that to your students. Now I'd like to go into a little bit more about some maybe lesser known women who made some really great contributions to the world in their time period. First, I'd like to talk about Jani Kartini, who advocated for women's emancipation and education, and she wrote about the need for the improvement of the public health system on the island of Java. She also wrote a lot against Dutch colonial rule of Indonesia. Today, she is celebrated as Indonesia's first feminist, and April 21st is National Kartini Day. Next, I'd like to move over to France and Nancy Wake, who was a spy, journalist, and hero of the French resistance during World War II. She was born in New Zealand, but she ended up settling in Paris, where she worked as a journalist. And when the war broke out, she joined the resistance and saved the lives of hundreds of Allied soldiers and downed airmen between 1940 and 1943 by escorting them through France, which was occupied at the time, to safety in Spain. And she later joined the British Special Operations Executive as a spy. Next up is Tomoe, who was a legendary samurai warrior in 12th century Japan. The tale of Heike describes her as such. She was a remarkably strong archer, and as a swordswoman, she was a warrior worth 1,000, ready to confront a demon or god, mounted or on foot. She handled unbroken horses with superb skill. She rode unscathed down perilous descents. She performed more deeds of valor than any of her commander's other warriors. Next, I'd like to talk about Beatrice Potter Webb, who was a social reformer, economist, and historian who campaigned with her husband for policies to benefit the urban poor, working towards the first minimum wage laws and creating the early version of the Labour Party in Britain. She authored hundreds of books, and she helped found the London School of Economics. Next up is Yaw Asantewaa. She was a leader of a people in what is now Ghana, and I'd like to read a little bit of a speech that she gave to her people to encourage them to fight against colonial rule. Is it true that the bravery of Asante is no more? I cannot believe it. It cannot be. I must say this, if you, the men of Asante, will not go forward, then we will. We, the women, will. I shall call upon my fellow women. We will fight. We will fight till the last of us falls in the battlefields. And with this, she took on the leadership of the Asante Uprising of 1900, and she gained support of the other Asante nobility and really inspired her people and the women of the culture to fight back against colonial rule. Feel free to check out any of our resources online. We have a Pinterest page, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and Instagram. And on our Pinterest page, we have a Women of the World board that's pretty appropriate for Women's History Month. Teachers, check out any of these resources online for some tips on how to teach these topics to your students. And feel free to check out any of our culture kits online on our website.